Hi, welcome back to Nikki and Carly. We're excited to have you here for our third episode, so thanks for sticking around with us. I guess we'll get started. Today's episode is Be the Duck. So
let's roll.
We're starting with our week and how it went. Carly, can you think of anything
Battle
you did
Royale.
this week?
I got nothing. I did think that we were having our fall festival. We were supposed to have fall festival at school, and I was like, every day I was like, okay, we're doing it, we gotta go. And then it came, and then, whoop, totally forgot about it.
You didn't go?
No. So I'm panicked. I'm like, shoot, man, I missed fall festival, and I'm going. And then come to find out, it didn't even happen. They rescheduled it. I was like, phew. Glad I didn't show up.
Well, you were gonna have a big party today, weren't you, or yesterday?
I was gonna do it today, and then everybody was going hunting and out of town and sick, and it just wasn't gonna be enough people. So I was like, I can't do all this work and not have enough people here. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, we'll try again next year. Usually we do some pumpkin carving for the kids, so it's fun. But we're just gonna do our own.
Yeah.
Probably tomorrow night.
Well,
but
I think. Let's see, this week it wasn't as exciting as last week. Last week was hard to top. I mean, although I was the clown face this week. So last week I saw 2 people in clown face, and then this week I was the clown face. So we had our trunk or treat at our company, and so it's a really fun thing. Like, we do this big event, you know, where the parking lot, we close it off, and then everybody decorates the trunk, and then they do a movie after. So it's a lot of fun. But anyway, I forgot to take my glasses off. There. Now you don't have to see the reflection in the So
don't worry, aliens are not coming to take her. It's just her light.
So I
Why are you looking so funny? Like, now you're blind and you don't know where to look anymore. You're like, so what was I saying?
We're gonna have to start over. We're gonna have to start over.
Okay, so you had trunk or treat this week. I don't really know where to look anymore. Where's the camera? Is it right there? Oh, it's over there.
Okay. So we went to trunk or treat, and I was the Wicked Witch. Well, like I asked that girl last week, I was like, do you forget that you have that on? And the girl's like, no. And then I forgot I had the witch face on. So I was totally green, black makeup and everything. And
you should have had a picture to show everybody what your face looked like.
Anyway, so I had a green everything, which made sense when I was at the trunk or treat, because I was with, the whole Wizard of Oz crew. And so then my family came, it was so much fun, and then we all went to dinner. Well, I was the only one in costume. Nobody else in the whole area is in costume. So here I'm at dinner like a Wicked Witch, fully dressed, broom, hat, everything. And Logan kept giving me a hard time. He's like, why are you so insecure about it? I'm like, because I saw 2 clown faces last week.
Some people think this is my jam.
Yeah, they think I'm dressed for dinner, like in this big long black dress and witch hat and everything. And my grandson didn't even know who I was until about 5 minutes before dinner was over, and his whole little face, oh my gosh, my eyes are bleeding. Oh, hold on. Oh, we're crying. So, anyway, let me get back together. So that was really fun. So I was the witch face. And then the little kids wouldn't take candy from me, and I didn't understand. I'm like, you don't want candy? And so they were all running away from me. I had to beg this little girl to take a picture with me. She was like, I'm like, no. I'm not mean. She was like, I was like, okay. So, I can't even. So, that we did talk a lot this week, actually. I try not to talk to you now because then I want to hold it for tonight so we can talk about stuff tonight to get your reaction online. But we talked to our aunts a lot this week. There's been a lot of talk with them. So one of our aunts started a new job, and she's she's trying to participate in all the things, and she's kind of been in a corporate world for so long that she doesn't know how to really kind of do this whole more casual job that she's doing. And so they had pajama day the other day, and they have all these events and stuff. And so she sends us a picture, and she's just the cutest thing with these giant flamingo slippers. And she's like, I'm trying to make friends and stuff. So they have a crock pot challenge coming up. And Mom told her that my mac and cheese crock pot was really good. So I'm like, yeah, I'll send it to you. It's really great. Everybody loves it. Can't find it anywhere. Cannot find it. Looked everywhere. Everywhere. Can't find it. And I've been making it in a pan instead of a crock pot. So I said, well, shoot, I don't know if I remember. I can't give her this recipe and let her go to this new job where she's trying to make friends, and it sucked. So
terrible.
I went out last night and made it. I made mac and cheese at 9:30 last night, and my aunt's texting me, and I'm like, I'm doing this for you, so you can make friends to make sure it tastes good. So you can show up.
No, she thinks it's like a joke, like you're setting her up.
Yeah.
She's like, no.
She's like, is this a fake one? Is this a real one? And I'm like, sending her pictures of my mac and cheese. I'm like, no, I'm making it for you to make sure it's right. So that was one thing with our aunts. And then we're really close to our aunts. And I think that's probably one thing we could probably talk about tonight is how we're different, how we're different ducks, for sure. But anyway, so our other aunt had some sad news. Her horse that she had for 25 years had passed. And I was talking to Carly, and Carly's like, yeah, I've been talking to her all day. Carly's the one you call when you want to cry with. I'm the one I'm not the one that's going to cry on the phone with you. So
yeah,
Carly
I'm the
cried
one that
with her.
can't keep it together. Like, you need to cry, call me.
Yeah. So Carly cried with her all day. And then I called Carly, and I'm like, I can't call her right now. I have too much to do. I can't get emotional. I'll call her later. And so I asked Carly, I'm like, and I'm sure y'all are going to ask this question too, is what do you do with a horse? Like, how do you bury it? Do you dig a hole? Do you have to dig the hole? Do you call somebody to dig a hole? So I said, Carly, thanks for answering all these questions. It was not awkward when I talked to her later. But yeah, you have to get a skiv. She had somebody with either a backhoe or a skiv, and they come out and dig a hole, and then they have to pick the horse up and put it in the hole and then bury the hole. So that was pretty interesting. I never even thought about that, like what you do with a horse. I mean, I buried a guinea pig, but it wasn't very good. It got dug up.
Well, I'm the one who always, we had to have like burial ceremonies for all of my animals. Like, it was a big ordeal. I missed school. Like, it was my goldfish died. I had to miss school. Made a whole little burial thing for it. Put it in the ground. Like, my hamster. When I finally, the one I found.
Yeah, I blackmailed my mother for years on that hamster. That hamster died three times. I think that hamster died 3 times.
But it was like one of those hamsters that looks like every other hamster. It was the white and brown one.
Yeah. So
and I was very emotional.
Yeah, you're way more emotional than I am.
So, to protect my little heart, my mother and my sister would go and
replace this stupid hamster. I think we replaced it 3 or 4 times. I mean, and Mom, if you're on, text us and let us know how many times that hamster was replaced. But I did get lots of stuff from that hamster because we knew how emotional Carly was, and Mom didn't want to deal with it. Well, we're just gonna have to keep going, and I'm just gonna have to look like that for the rest of the time until I come back. Anyway, sorry about that. We had some difficulties, but hold on. Let me see if we can get it fixed. Hold on, Carly. Anyway, so Carly, the reason why Carly and I are so different is because all of our aunts, we always tell them that we'll take care of them when we get older, and they all want Carly. So none of them want me. They all want Carly. And I'm like, well, that's not fair. Why don't you all want me? And then one day we were talking about one of our aunts moving close to Carly, and the other aunt got mad. And she was like, I thought I got Carly. And I was like, no, you get me. And she was like, but I want Carly. She said, you said I'd get Carly. You said she was nicer. And I said, oh, no, she's definitely nicer. But you get me. Like, you picked the straw for me. So you're stuck with me. And then our own mother picked Carly.
Because, well, you're the one that, like, instigates holding them down and writing profanities on their face, and so they're scared that they're gonna be old with, like, something horrible on their forehead. I don't want to say it. So yeah, they're scared.
Well, we used to pick, so they would come visit, and I only had bunk beds in our house, so they would sleep in the bunk beds. So we would make that top bunk so tight, and our aunt would come and try, and she would be afraid because we would tell her there was a weight limit on the bunk beds, so she would be afraid to move, and she thought she was going to crush them.
Yeah.
And so she wouldn't undo her feet, and so she would sleep, show how her feet would be when they would sleep. When she would sleep with her
like,
toes pointed like that the whole time.
Because she couldn't pull the sheets out, because we put like a queen size sheet on the twin bed, so we tucked it around, and it touched on the other side, so there was no way she was pulling the sheet out. You came back, but then you froze.
Oh, I'm gone. I'm back. I'm gone.
No. Just look at the camera and smile.
I am. I'm just talking into the camera like I'm still there.
Wait for it to come back.
But
that way, when it freezes, you're there smiling at the camera.
Yeah, so I'm not looking like a weirdo. But yeah, so I do understand why they choose you. You're my favorite too, so I don't get mad, but I still
well, thank you. You're my favorite.
Yeah. So and I mean, there's other things that say that you're their favorite, but we maybe couldn't get into it today. I don't know. So
so this episode is Be the Duck, and the picture of it is me in a duck costume. And the story behind this is we did this because it's Halloween. And so last year, we went to a Halloween party. Well, I'm thinking that it's a Halloween party. Everyone's going to be dressing up. Like, we're doing this whole trick-or-treating thing. Everybody gets on trailers, and, you know, the whole neighborhood, like, all the houses sit out by the road, and everybody rides trailers down the road, picks up the candy. Like, it's a big ordeal. Like, I'm thinking everybody's going to be dressed up.
Yeah, like a parade, right? Like a neighborhood parade.
Like, the parents would be dressed up, you know? We all have young kids and stuff, so... Yeah, no, so I get all dressed up and I'm in the duck costume. Like, I'm going through my Halloween stuff and I find this old costume that I made, like, probably 15 years. Probably, yeah. It had been 13, 14 years. And...
it still fit.
I pulled it out. Well, the first time I wore it, I was young and skinny and had no kids. So, of course, I made it into... I had a bathing suit that I put... white feathers on.
Oh,
and
that's
I wore
right.
it
you did wear a bathing suit with it.
With the bathing suit, right? So this year, I was like, oh, okay, we can throw away the bathing suit part. Like, we know that's not happening again. So I threw that part away, and the feathers were falling off. So I wore a white t-shirt and white shorts. Well, I show up, but I still had on my orange leggings and my orange shoes that I made, and I had a matching orange cup. Like, I was so proud of my outfit, and I show up, and all the women are all so cute. They're wearing their, because it was a Gator game and something else, so everybody's in their college.
It's the big game, like the
Florida
Georgia game. Yeah.
Yes. So they're all. I love the eyebrows, by the way. they're all.
That's what I was trying to see if you noticed.
I know. I know what you're doing. So they're all dressed up, all cute. They have their earrings, their cute outfits, their matching shirts, like the hip shirts and everything. Like, oh my gosh, like. What am I gonna do? I was the only one dressed up besides one other woman, and she didn't even really count because she was cute. She had thick braids and overalls with like a cute shirt, and she put like little freckles on her face, you know. And here I am,
be the
duck.
Be the duck. You're the only one there, so you can't go change. Like there's.
I had no outfit to change. And here, so now I'm in a truck and trailer with all these cute people dressed up, all these girls looking so cute, and I look like a freaking dumb. I look like riding the whole neighborhood, riding the whole neighborhood, riding the whole neighborhood, riding the whole neighborhood.
All right, so our camera's back. Look. Okay, I promise I'm not sick. It's the light. It's the green. And I was
She is alive and well.
I was laughing because we didn't explain the picture from the last one, and it was our eyebrows. You see my eyebrows? These are stamps. They're so cute.
I know. I wish I had done mine now. Shoot.
I know. I did bring wipes to wipe them off.
We did every girls trip. We try to bring these, and then we all put them on like crazy eyebrows. We walk
so
around
fun.
town and go shopping. I mean, the looks that you get. But then it became a thing.
It's a thing now.
And now everybody wears them, like for real. And I'm like,
yeah, I know. And mine won't go this thick. They won't. They're just not.
Nicole used to pick on me because I would pluck my eyebrows. And they're not very thick anyway. And then I would like take a little too much. She'd be like, Carly, what happened? She'll go in her room and come back with eyeliner like this on her forehead and come out.
Okay.
It's the funniest thing.
But I mean, you're ridiculous. Like, you really can go too far. Well, so like you can't tell tonight, but if I go too far, there's a couple here that are light, so then they disappear and it looks like I have a break. And I'm not good with this, so it's not good. But so Carly calls me one day. Oh, I know exactly what day it was, but we'll get to that. So Carly calls me and she's like, so I learned this thing and it's really great. You're gonna want to do it. And I'm like, what? And I'm driving. And she says, if you cut your eyelashes, they'll grow back thicker. And I'm like, no, they
and
won't.
Longer.
They don't grow back. Don't do
you
it.
had to put this serum on. It was like this eyelash serum.
She for real cut her eyelashes to the skin. Like they look like splinters.
I didn't.
Yes, she did. I'm gonna find the picture.
One, maybe my right one was good because I'm good with my right hand.
Maybe it looked like you had splinters hanging out of your eyelids.
I'm not very good at anything with my left hand because I went to go cut and I was like, oh no.
She cut her eyelids off. I mean, her eyelashes off. She had no eyelashes. Do you know how weird that looks? So then I'm crying. I had to pull over. I couldn't even drive. So she's like, well, I heard it. It was supposed to be this thing. I said, Carly, it's April Fool's Day. Like, what are you thinking?
No, it wasn't an April Fool's because they really did grow back.
No, we had to go buy you that expensive serum to put on to help grow them back. It took forever to grow back.
But remember then also, as a joke, I went and got the eyelashes. This is before the eyelashes were the thing because you all rode me. Like, you all thought I was so crazy for putting these things on, blah, 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 because I did it as a joke. And I put them on. You're like, huh, actually, they kind of do look good.
Yeah, they really, I mean, it did because you didn't have any eyelashes. It was weird. It was like.
And then it was like a thing. And then everybody was getting eyelashes. And I'm like, really? Y'all picked on me for them? And then you went and got them? Because Emily picked on me hard for that.
Oh, hard.
You guys sent me anything that had to deal with elashes. They sent me after that. So I have an eyelash cup with the eyelashes on it. There was like 3, 4, 5 different things you would send me. Forget all of what it was.
I know.
But
it was
like,
fun. But I mean, who cuts their eyelashes off? Who does that?
The duck.
A weirdo.
Be the duck. Okay.
So I think I know. So Emily was getting dressed for like at one of her sorority things, and she had these 2 gowns to choose from, and she was like, "Well, everybody's gonna be in this color,
black or whatever."
Yeah,
I think it was black or silver.
Yeah, and she was like, "Everybody's gonna be in the silver, and if I wear the black, I'll stand out." And we're like, "Be the duck, wear the black one."
Be the duck.
And she looked fantastic. I was so glad that she. Yeah, we have a few sayings that you're gonna hear that are kind of crazy, but "be the duck" is one of them. Like, be the duck. Be out there. Go be different.
Who cares?
Yeah, who
Who
cares?
cares what everybody else thinks?
Then you can share it on a podcast. So
yeah, or you,
I had
or Nicole. Go ahead.
I dreamt I had a craving. You know when you have like a craving and you just cannot, like you have to get a fix, right? Like I needed a Panera Bread cinnamon crunch bagel so bad. So yesterday I dreamt about it. So yesterday I woke up and I had to do showings yesterday all day. So I fortunately was by 3 Panera Breads. so I went to one. They didn't have it, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And I'm starving, so I'm like, okay, it's lunchtime, by the way. So then I go, I was like, fine, I'll get like just a little thing of lo mein to keep me over. It was awful. Couldn't eat it. I called the boys. I was like, do you want this? They're like, you just said it was awful. I'm like, well, you might like it. So I didn't eat that, and then I kept driving. I went to another Panera. They didn't have it, so I was like, fine, I'll get soup. Got a little cup of soup. It was so gross. So then I was like, I can't eat that. And so then I drove down a little bit further and got to another Panera, and they finally had one. I was like, yes! I was so excited.
That was great success.
I know. But I've been having
telling the girl, you have no idea. I've gone to 3 Paneras for this. She's probably like, crazy
like,
alert.
Okay, all right. You want cream cheese? Yes. I want cream
Lightly
cheese.
toasted, okay.
But yeah, so
make it quick. I know this chick's hungry.
She's been driving all day. I had like 4 different bags of food in the front that weren't open. It was so bad. I was embarrassed. But I've been wanting sugar so bad. I'm like, this is terrible. I went to the grocery store last night and I bought cookies and cereal and all kinds of stuff. I was like, look, there's nothing sweet in my pantry, so I gotta get something. But
the kids yesterday, they were like, can we get donuts for breakfast on our way over to the game? And I was like, yeah, I guess.
I mean, if we have
I got a whole apple one for me, the apple donuts. Cinnamon got them in place. It's fine.
It's fine. So,
fine.
So for Halloween this year, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna be the duck? Are you gonna dress up as a duck?
I think I got rid of the duck costume, which I'm really sad. I think I got rid of it though.
So are you? I mean, what are you guys gonna do with the boys? Because it's not like you can go trick or treating.
You know what?
In your neighborhood.
I asked my kids. I said, "Do y'all want to go trick or treating? Or you want to go with so and so?" And they're like, "I don't really want to go trick or treating this year. I don't know."
Really?
I'm like, "What?
How are you gonna get candy?"
I can get on this one. I'm not gonna complain.
Well, we used to have so when the kids were little, I did a big cul-de-sac party. So I would do this huge cul-de-sac party, and the whole neighborhood would know about it. So they would all come. It was a potluck, and everybody brought a meal, and then all the kids would play in the cul-de-sac, and then you break off to go trick or treating or whatever. It was so fun, and I'd make the kids costumes, and we'd all dress up as a family. I mean, one year we went as Indians, and we were all dressed up, and I mean, we just and I made all the costumes, so it was a lot of fun. And then I got tired, and poor Nate has never had a Halloween costume.
I know, he didn't.
He's never had one.
No, he doesn't.
He has been a football player. Whatever Pee-wee team he's on, that's what he's been for Halloween his whole life. Like, I'm almost like, could you bring your uniform home from school for the weekend? I don't know if that works.
He's totally the third child.
Yeah, poor thing. And the other ones give me such a hard time about it because they're like, Nate's never even had a Halloween costume. I'm like, he's fine. It's fine.
He turned out all right.
I can't even take myself serious when I see myself. I'm like, oh those are big. Ooh, he's big. But
I know, mine looks so small compared to yours.
Maybe I'll shave him off and try and start over.
No.
I'm so kidding. But yeah, so now, like our cul-de-sac, our street, we used to have a whole bunch of little kids, but now they're all grown. So it's real quiet on our street. So, oh gosh, last year, so you buy candy and then you eat all the candy and then you have to go buy more candy. And then there's like 6 of the ones you don't like left, and that's what you have to hand out. So I was like, shoot, I need to get candy. And I went, and all the candy was gone. There was no candy. There wasn't at Walmart, Costco, Sam's, like nowhere had candy. Not even like Walgreens. So I was like, crap. I had to buy Welch's gummies. Little packet of gummies that you put in like lunch boxes.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that.
I got those to pass out, and I had to work, so Jake had to hand them out. I'm like,
Sorry. Here you go.
Here you go. He always gets stuck doing random stuff for me. We used to have these fish that died. They were the blowfish, and they would die, and they were expensive. I mean, as far as fish go, right? So I'm like, no way, man. I'm taking them back to Walmart. And so Jake went with me, and I have this dead fish in a bag, and like I had to go to the bathroom, and so Jake's standing there with his dead fish, and he gets up to the front, and they're like, you didn't need to bring the fish. He's like, my wife made me do it.
I wouldn't have gone back. I'd have met him over in aisle 1.
He was so mad. He was like, why would you make me bring the dead fish? I'm like, I was in the bathroom. I just go real quick. And there was a line. I didn't know. I got caught up. But yeah, we replaced those fish a few times. But yeah, but back to what you were saying about the hamster. Yeah, so Carly's hamster died, and we replaced that hamster 4 times. And then...
And I'd be like, Mom, Honey bit me.
Yeah.
Honey doesn't bite.
Well, and then... so
meanwhile, they're like, ooh, that's the new hamster. Well, we gotta bite her.
Don't worry, it won't last long. This will be gone in a couple weeks anyway. So, okay, so that was the hamster. I know I said it, but I bribed Mom for a lot of things. Because I was like, you want me to tell her about the hamster, or you want to get me this? And she was like, I'll get you that. So I had like gas money. I think I might have gotten my car that way. But then we had, this is when you were real little though. We had a rabbit, and the rabbit got out the night, like Easter Eve, and went next door, and the dog next door killed it. It was done. And we were like, how are we going to tell her on Easter that the bunny died? Like, there's no way, right, that she's going to make it through Easter.
That would have been the worst Easter ever. Thank God you guys didn't.
Yeah, so, well, we told Carly that the Easter bunny took our bunny to be his helper, and that's why he was gone.
But then they didn't tell me until I was like 12 or 13, and I was mad.
We never told you. I think you were almost 16, because
I was like 12 or 13.
We were at a party, and we were talking about it, and Carly said, what? Wait, what'd you say? You told me that the bunny went to be a helper for Easter Bunny. And she was so
I told everyone.
So bad. Like, all those years she had never put it together that the bunny just died and never went with the Easter Bunny. It was like this memory she just took back. Oh my gosh, we got in so much trouble. Carly was yelling at us at this party for this bunny.
I was so mad.
Oh, my nose was running.
I told all my friends.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. So yeah, so we had a real hard time telling Carly when things would die, when animals would die. You're still not good with it.
Oh no, not at all. They're my babies. I love animals.
Yeah.
But so back to being the duck in the room. My sister likes to go out all the time and forget that she has 2 different shoes on, and goes out in public and and doesn't realize it until she's gone to 3 or 4 places. Well, and then she's like, oh.
Okay.
And they're but they're obviously different, sister. Like, you had your pictures with like a flip-flop and a sneaker. Or a dress shoe.
It was a loafer.
How? You didn't feel the breeze on your toes? Like, how do you do that? And it wasn't one time. You kept doing it.
Okay, so a few times, I would put on 2 different shoes because I didn't know which one I was going to wear with the outfit I had on. And so then I would just forget, and I would just leave. And then I would be like, oh, shoot, I have 2 different shoes on. But then the most recent ones was last year at the same time, because I was in a boot for my ankle that I just had surgery on. Who knew I'd had surgery? Freaking in a boot all the time. And so I could drive, but I had to take the boot off, but I had to put a driving shoe on to drive. And then I would, put my boot on. Well, I would forget to put the boot on and I would just get out and go in. And then I would be like, oh no, something's wrong. And I would look down and I would have two different shoes on. So it made sense when I had a boot and a shoe. But then the only shoe that would match the boot was like a little small heel. So I always had like a dress shoe on and then like a driving shoe. So then I always looked so random. I'll put the pictures up on Facebook so you can see them, like the shoes. It was bad. And I did it multiple times.
Multiple.
And like towards the end of when I didn't need the boot all the time, like I was kind of weaning out of the boot. So it was like I could still walk, but I didn't realize it until I was already in the grocery store or I went to a closing with them. So
I've showed up at work with my slippers on before. Here to French Rocks paint. My slippers on. Yeah, no, that's embarrassing.
No, that is it. Yeah, I didn't do that. I haven't gone anywhere in slippers.
No, you want to know what's embarrassing and feeling like you're the duck in the room? Oh, when I was in high school graduating, and it was award day, and here we all are, all my friends.
Oh, and your family.
Together,
yep.
And all my family, everyone was there. It was a big ordeal. It was a big ceremony. And they're calling everybody out. And I worked really hard in high school. Like,
yeah,
I had good grades.
you had really good grades. I was terrible in high school, but yeah,
So,
I was just praying they were going to say my name in graduation because my whole family was there. I was like, oh, please say my name. Please say my name.
yeah. So, well, and then I'm sitting there and they call out my name and they're who are you? And they say, an outstanding student and culinary arts award. I'm like, what? What? No, no.
No, you
Because
had like,
all my friends were getting their scholarships called out, and I had a scholarship.
yeah,
for
you
my
had
grade.
a Bright Future scholarship, and you
Yes.
had another scholarship.
And they did not call my name out. They called out culinary arts award. They were like, this poor girl, let's find something. Because they didn't have my scholarship in the system.
Yeah,
So-
and you
so-
had like really good grades.
Yeah, and do you know how embarrassed I was? Like, I'm sure I went home and cried about that. Like, I was
Well,
so
we definitely
mad.
made fun of you the rest of your life
Oh,
about it.
The
We're
re-
always
they
like,
still
oh, Claudia
do.
has a culinary award. She can make it for
Yeah.
us. She can cook it for us. You should have given
Culinary-
Jeannie the crock pot recipe.
I know, I should have.
Yeah. See
But-
that? So I'm not the one who's gonna make her cry.
Yeah, well, that was pretty embarrassing. That I definitely felt like the duck in the room for that one. Thanks for my culinary arts award.
I know. I haven't told.
But I did get my scholarship, so it was very good. It was 75% scholarship for my grade. So
I
I was
haven't-
very happy about that.
I haven't really talked much about it for my kids because I don't even know where my kids come from. Like they're so smart. My grades were terrible. I mean, literally waiting for them to call my name. Like, did I make it? Did I make it? Like, oh.
I know. I don't know how you made your kids because
I
they
don't
are
know either. They're so
smart.
good.
And they're so good and good at school. I know.
know.
You made really good human beings. We're
Yeah.
going to contribute to society well.
Well,
Good.
our mother called me. I talked to her 3 times, like in a 2-day kind of span, and she was looking
Yeah.
for a character witness. She called me about this person and that person. I'm like, you don't want to ask me? Like you just keep asking me about other people,
you were upset because
but you're not
I
going to ask
said
me?
She asked me.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm. And I
You're
was
like,
like, well,
what?
you didn't once ask
What are
me.
you talking about? Why didn't she ask me?
Yeah, keep looking. Keep looking. I'm like, why you ask me about if I'm going to be your character witness? Our own mother. But so the funny thing about that is that Carly and I are both artists. So our families, we have lots of artists in our family, like real creative people. So, I mean, like our mom's side of the family, my grandmother could sew a dress. I mean, she would make a wedding dress. She could do anything, craft, whatever. And then our other side, our grandmother was like a painter, and she'd crochet, and like lots of artists in our family. Like if I showed you some of the art that our family did, it's unbelievable. Stained glass, paintings. I mean, just insane. So one day I'm like, I'm going to paint on some boards. I think that'll be really fun. And so I do, and it turned out pretty good, I think. I painted a pelican. Well, then my sister decides, and then I think I painted something else, and Carly was like, I'm going to do the same thing on boards. So Carly has a stupid wait list for her artwork, a wait list. I can't sell one piece. Carly's got a whole waiting list of the sea turtle.
No, but hold on. Let's give a little bit of a backstory here, because Carly doesn't paint. Like, Carly did not start picking up painting till late.
You're not making it better. You're not making. Oh, I didn't paint until I got a waiting list.
This is my point, though. My sister can outpaint me any day of the week. I mean, her art is 100 times better than mine. Mine looks like kindergarten art compared to hers. So
Apparently
that's why.
Not. Apparently your art looks like $55.
That's why this makes it even funnier, because here I go. I'm like, I'm going to try it. So going home one day, one of my neighbors had a piece of their fence out on the road. So I go, I'm like, I'm going to pick up this fence. I picked this piece up, made some boards. I sold every piece that I made off that fence.
It was even in a home show in the background in somebody's like house. We were like, what? How does that even end up there? Carly sends me a video of it.
Selling my art. Like, I don't know how I did it, honestly. I don't. And then my sister goes and she's like, well, let me go ahead and put my hand on it now and let's start making some money and do this. So she does. She can't sell a single piece.
Not one piece. I have not sold one piece. But Jake says that if it's something I really like, I'll put it really high, and then I'm like, it didn't sell in one day, and I take it down. I mean, but that's not true. I mean, I did try to sell some things.
But she couldn't sell them. So.
I sold one piece of artwork, I think maybe 2 years ago.
And I was so proud of myself. Her best friends were putting their name on my waiting list for art.
And so she comes to my house.
I paint.
So I made a Boo, and it was like it was a ghost, and he had his little bag, and it said "Boo, y'all," and he had cowboy boots on. It was so cute. And Carly had a waiting list for it. And so my best friend comes to my house, and we're walking through the garage where I have all the boards lined up, right, to paint. And she's like, I'm on Carly's waiting list. And I'm like, and she says, I'm like, Shannon, well, I can do this. And she's like, you can get me a better on the list? And I'm like, no, I painted it first. Like, it's my painting. I can paint it for you. You can take it home with you. She said, can you sign it CE? I was like, no. She wasn't even kidding. I was like, no, stay on the list. No, we do have one friend, and she really is like a gallery of my artwork. Like, she's my biggest supporter. She has like every room in her house.
Yeah, she really does.
She really does. But she does come over to my house, and she's like, I really like that. I think that will look good at my house. And I'm like, well, it's going to her house. And then she's leaving with this giant painting. Like, she took it out of my living room. She was like, no, this will look really good at my house.
So I was selling a bunch of sea turtles, though. Like, people just loved sea turtles at the time. So I'm selling a bunch of sea turtles. And so my sister paints me a sea turtle. I feel like I need to go get it. Like, she paints me a sea turtle, and it's so beautiful. Like, she stained it and everything. It looks so good. But it's holding up the middle finger at me.
You never notice that it's middle finger. Nobody ever notices that it's giving you the middle finger.
It's pretty discreet. Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
It's so funny. It's the best painting. It's in my dining room.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
But it's fun because, you get to see, I mean, all of the artwork that art they've done and where it comes from. It's really fun. But so Emily's really creative. So she's like me. She paints. We get into a mood, and then our whole house is sawdust, glitter, like fabric. I mean, she'll go buy clothes from the thrift store, and she's like, I'm gonna fix these, and then she'll undo them all, and then re-sew them up, and they'll look so cute. And I'm like, how did you even do that? But there's fabric everywhere, and string and paint and everything. I mean, we just tear up everything. And Jake's like, well, I don't even know how he survives us. It's like a perfect storm when both of us are being creative. But
he tries to
Nate-
jump in too. He's pretty good.
And I always try to I've always had my kids in painting and crafts and doing stuff, getting their hands in it and stuff and building stuff. And Nate's actually a really good artist too, but he won't do it because he was in art class, and the lady told him, maybe you're better at other things. I'm like, who tells a kid that? Who tells a kid that? So I think that might have ruined his art career forever. Because now he won't believe me when I tell him he's
Maybe
good at
that's
it.
why my culinary is ruined.
Yeah, that's why
ruined
your
forever.
culinary is ruined. Sure. You
That's
burned broccoli. Who burns broccoli?
It was
Yeah,
the
so
first
last
time
week
we were making
last
dinner
week
for
Ted
Ted.
cooked dinner for Carly.
And you
were at our house.
He
was
and
so proud.
you were
and he
making
had
him a
oil
dinner. He was
going to come
everywhere.
over
Everywhere.
and you
Burnt
put
chicken
broccoli
and
in the
stuff.
but like
Yeah,
that.
so
I
we
think
got
it
a
was in the
degreaser
microwave
and
without
soaked it
water
overnight to
And
get the,
it smelled
the
like
oil out of
burnt
the
fart.
burners, the
Like
tops.
what a great first impression.
And then-
that was a mess. It was
Yeah.
bad.
Welcome,
I'm
come
still
in.
finding Come into my
remnants,
home.
like,
Welcome
I'm
to my
like,
home.
come
Smells
and
like fart.
eat
I'm
with
sure
us.
You're still gonna find remnants.
You're gonna love it.
So that was the first time you made dinner.
I don't know. After
No.
last week, he might deserve a culinary award.
I don't even know why
I
you
know.
stayed. I really don't.
So
I'm so
we
glad you
had
got that
to
cleaned
soak-
up.
Yeah,
This
so
has got to be the
soak
first date I've
those
ever
pieces
heard
in
about.
stove. Yeah,
there
it
was
was
so
pretty
much
bad
grease.
because it was like so we initially
piled
we had met
inside the
a couple
burner
times
pit.
before, and then
It was
we-
burned. The pieces were
so
burned.
we planned this
No,
whole
there
day.
was so much
It was
oil
a day
inside the
and it was
burner.
October. So we had a whole day. We were gonna go to breakfast. We go to breakfast. We're sitting there eating, and like I did something and spilt my water in his lap. So he's all wet. Now I felt so bad. I'm not a clumsy person, but I guess with him I became clumsy. Like I was super clumsy. It was ridiculous.
Oh, clumsy? That's not even. I don't even think you can use that as a word. You weren't even like yourself.
No.
Because
So-
you're never clumsy, and you could even do anything.
And then we had breakfast, and then we left there, and we went to putt-putt. And at the putt-putt course, there was on the 10th hole, it was a U shape, and they had bricks all around the putt-putt hole. So I'm wearing a jean skirt to my knees, flip-flops. I got my purse. I had like a tank top on or something. And I hit a hole in one. Well, I'm excited. I'm like, woo, hole in one, going over to go get it. And I trip. I trip over the first set of bricks. So now I'm like, my momentum is going because I'm already at a good pace going to go get my ball. Well, now I trip. I'm falling. I'm going forward. My purse is pulling me down. I then trip on the next set of bricks. So I keep tripping. I'm at an L shape falling, going towards the pond where there's a fountain coming. There was an elephant behind me.
There's a big elephant. It like
giraffe.
spits water, and the pond is the little pond is gross. Like the
Oh,
edges
so
are all
gross.
green and like I'm not even sure the
Bubbly,
water is supposed to be that
green,
color, but like
foam.
yeah,
It was so gross. So instead of going face first, I jumped in that beast. That water was up to my belly button. I had the fountain behind me, and I'm standing there, and right beside me is a pipe. I'm like, oh, thank God. I didn't just jump on that. So then Ted comes over, and he's on the side going, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Like, go get my flip-flop, because it's floating down the river, the little lazy river thing that's there. My flip-flop. So he goes to get my flip-flop. He had to pull me out because there was no way I was
Oh,
getting out.
so
It was
gross.
so slick, and the algae was so built up. It was so gross. So we finish out the course. I finished. And after we leave there, we're going to meet my girlfriend at the beach. Well, this girlfriend of mine plays volleyball. I don't play volleyball. I don't know what the heck I'm doing, right? So we're there. She brings a volleyball, of course. I'm like, shit. She brings this volleyball, and I gotta show up and show out. Like, I'm trying to impress this dude, all right? So, so she hits the ball way up in the air, and I'm running for it, going to get it. And I totally lose my depth perception, and it nails me right in my throat, collapses my throat, like hurt so bad I can't breathe. I'm trying to get myself together. I run. I'm like, I gotta go swimming. I'm okay. I go out in the water, and they're like, ooh, are you okay?
There's nothing cuter on the first date than you like, what?
Have you ever been hit in your throat before? That crap hurts. So yeah, you come at me, I'm gonna punch you in the throat because I know what that junk feels like. So yeah,
Look,
don't come at me.
You can make my eyebrows come off.
Don't come at me. If you don't, I will throat punch you. This is for real. So now I'm in the water and I'm trying to get myself together. I legit cannot breathe. My throat hurts so bad. I thought I was dying. I'm in the water. They come out. Are you okay? Are you all right? And yeah, I'm fine. Can't get it together. Well, then they're like, okay, well, we're gonna, we got out of the water. We're walking back up. Well, the sand is all bumpy like this. I trip on the sand. I Supermaned it, like Supermaning into the sand. Skinned myself. I skinned my elbows. It was so bad. So then we leave
And
the
that's
beach.
not it, guys. It gets worse. Like that's not even the worst part. I would have gone home by now.
Yeah. So then we go, and it's Halloween time. So we're going. And I'm like, hey, you want to go to this Halloween shop? Let's go look and see if they have any costumes or anything that we can wear. And he's like, oh yeah, sure. So we go. Now he's holding the towel for me to get my wet skirt back on from the putt-putt pond, right?
Oh.
It's soaking wet jean skirt. So he's holding the towel for me at my door. I have my car doors here. My car's behind me. So he's holding the towel. I try to put my skirt back on. My knee gets stuck. And I fall back and nail my head on the car. I was seeing stars. I'm not kidding. He was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Are you okay? Freaking out. Like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Like, wanted to bawl my eyes out. It hurts so bad. So my aunts and everybody send me this whole box after our date. Send me this whole box of like swimmies, swimmer's cap, helmet, first aid stuff, ibuprofen. Like they send me all this stuff. I'm like, y'all are so wrong.
It was bad. It was bad. I remember telling you, I don't think he's gonna call you. Like you, I mean, you came home and you were like, you looked like somebody beat you up when you got home, and I'm like, I don't think he's gonna call you. But the funniest thing is that when I knew that it was him because we were at the ale house, and I'm talking to Carly, and she just looks straight past me, and I'm like, what are you looking at? And I look back, and he's looking right at her. I'm like, hey,
as he walked by.
Yeah. But yeah, he called, and look at now here you are, 3 kids later.
I know. Hey, and he proposed to me on that 10th hole too. We went back that's where he proposed. Meanwhile, Nicole was hiding in the bushes. I didn't know she was there taking pictures of our proposal.
And I had Nate in a sling, and so I'm crawling around on the ground, and he's picking leaves up off the ground and eating them. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So that was really fun.
Yeah, so that was our first date, and
now look at you. Look at 3 kids.
But funny things like that happened to us still, like when we were dating and we were living. Well, no, we were married. We were married because we were living in a townhome. We were renting a townhome, and we went to a friend's party next door. It was Halloween party, so we get done. I forgot something at their house. So, and we only lived a couple buildings over. Well, I run back in and I get my thing and I run back. Well, I trip off the side of the walkway and I Supermaned it into the ground. I mean, I took my skin down to the bone. I mean, dripping blood, right? So Ted, meanwhile, is hiding behind the cars, waiting for me to come. So I come out, I'm walking, and he jumps out, scares the shnikes out of me. And so I go, ah! poured down my arms. He's like, oh my gosh, oh, I'm so sorry. What happened?
So
Yeah.
Jake and I we went to a Halloween party, and I was a duck, and I wasn't the same duck as you were, but
Literally, yeah.
I was like a big yellow duck, and I did the same thing with all the feathers and stuff, and Jake was the Incredible Hulk. Well, Jake is pretty clumsy, and so now we've got his whole body painted green, and we go to this party, and the lady opens the door. She's like, you can't come in. And she's like, don't touch anything. So he had to just stand. He was like,
could you imagine though if somebody showed up at your house like that? Like if somebody came to my house right now all painted green, I'd be like, oh,
don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Don't
let me
sit
go
on
get
anything.
you. I'm gonna go get you a jacket, some pants. I'll be right back. It's really cold in here. You should really warm up.
We went to a couple parties that year as I don't know why
Remember?
we went as the Incredible Hulk and a duck, but man, we had a lot of fun that year.
Remember when Jacob made you be Darth Vader?
Yes.
He was Princess Leia.
So we also met in October. So well, we didn't meet in October, but our first date was in October, and we went to this really nice restaurant down by the beach. Well, I mean, Jake he didn't have any money, right? So, and I guess he like had all the money he had was he was taking me out on a date. Well, I don't know date etiquette, so we go to this restaurant, and apparently, like, the date. So everybody who doesn't know this, you're welcome. So if he says, "Well, I think I'm gonna have blah," that's the price point of where you should stay. And so I don't know that, and I'm like, oh. All right, well, I think I'm going to get the swordfish, and you should get the shark because it's really good. So it was like the two most expensive things on the menu, and he's like sweating because he's like, oh my gosh, please let my card go through. But we ended up going to the putt-putt for our first date too after dinner. But anyway, so we started dating in October.
You just didn't jump in the pond?
No, I did not jump
You
in the pond.
one-upping me right now?
Yeah, I am one of you. I did not go swimming in the pond ever. And I've been to that putt-putt place a lot. But so it was our first Halloween, and I was Wonder Woman. So I had the bustier, the bloomers, the knee-high boots, like the whole thing. And Jake I think he was a scuba diver. I think he wore his Navy, like, scuba stuff. Yeah. And his wetsuit and whatever. And we went to the Florida Georgia down at the landing, which was huge. It was like a huge deal. So there was thousands of people there. And I think he got hit on more than I did, but apparently maybe not, because the next year Jake picked the costumes and I was Darth Vader. There was not one, you didn't even know it was me.
Meanwhile, all the other chicks at the party are in their like maids outfits and like looking all cute, sexy.
Yeah, I'm Darth Vader.
Full Darth Vader.
Like, lifted my thing to have a drink.
Jake was Princess Leia.
Yeah, and I think he got groped more ever in that costume. Oh, but he looked good in it. But yeah,
you're like, how am I going to look cute in this?
Not cute. It was not cute at all. But I was like, okay, fair. I won't be Wonder Woman anymore.
I know. I was. You were like, there was maids. I was Darth Vader.
So we have to end on this one, but I gotta tell this story because it's the best. So our Emily is just the sweetest. She'd kill me if she knew. She's not listening to this, don't worry. She's the sweetest. Like, she is just pure. Her heart is just pure. Her intentions are pure. She's just the sweetest girl. I don't know how she's our daughter, but she's amazing. She's just. I
really don't know how she's your daughter. She's
I really don't.
So wonderful.
She really is.
You're wonderful.
She's like, Mom. Like, she always, no, ma'am. She tells me, no, ma'am. I'm like, okay, fine. She's like, you cannot bully them. No, ma'am. And then, so she calls and she says, I think this last year, And she's like, well, I'm going to Oklahoma and there's a big frat party for Halloween and I don't know if I should go. It's probably not going to be very good and I don't know if I should go. And I'm like, yes, you should go. You should go to all the things. Like, you're in college. This is when you do it. Go to the frat party. Go have fun. You're not going to do anything wrong. You're going to have a blast. Just go. And, it's a Halloween party, And I'm like, okay. And she's worried about her boyfriend. And I'm like, he knows who you are. You're going to be fine. You're not going to do anything. You're going to be with your friends. You're not, just be safe. That's the only thing he's worried about is just be safe. So I said, well, what are you going to go as? And she went as Gru from Minions.
We gotta get a picture and post it.
She has the bald cap, so you can't see any of her hair. She had the big nose, the big rubber nose. She wore a scarf and the whole Gru outfit. Nothing cute about this outfit at all. Not one sexy inch of it.
No.
It was like Mean Girls, when she comes all dressed and they're all in hooker outfits. I said, oh, no, you're fine. You're going to be fine.
You're fine.
You know what? Go have fun.
It was so funny because then the best part too was there was minions there.
Yeah, there was minions
there.
there.
A couple of people dressed up as minions, so she was Gru.
And she said she had the best time because she wasn't worried about, do I look cute? Is my butt hanging out?
No,
she
had a bald head.
She had a bald head. And she's stunning. She's stunning. I mean, she still probably was the cutest one at the party with the bald head and the nose. She probably got more attention with the bald head and the nose than she did had she dressed up as a hooker. I mean, golly, it was so funny. I'll put the picture. So we have a Facebook page. So just so you know, we have a Facebook page. We're getting better. We're working on an intro. We're working on getting everything put to the Apple podcast so you can listen to them also in your car. So hopefully by next week these will all be posted for you so you can listen in the car, and we really appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. And next week you're gonna want to come for next week. I think next week might be my favorite episode.
Stop, sister.
It's gonna be dog legs. That's our next episode.
Sister. No.
Yes. That will be it. And you will not want to miss it. It's going to be freaking amazing. So you will have a new saying because it's one of our new sayings. So, but thank you for sticking with us through technical difficulties, and we'll see you next time. Carly, do you have anything to add?
Yes, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what that gets us, but eventually it'll mean something. So yeah, definitely do it.
Well,
I don't know where to look.
Share
I'm
as much
looking
as you can.
Everywhere. I promise you I don't have a problem.
Where's your glasses?
Where's my glasses? Where are we going? I don't get to see anything. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, there you are. Hi. Welcome. Look, I'm like, oh. Well, thanks everybody. We'll see you next time.
Good night.